What's going on, guys? Chris here with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to today's video. We're going to go for a ride on the V4R as always, but we're going to talk about some camera placement because something that I noticed, or something that I always try to do, is find a different way to mount cameras to the bike so you get a different perspective while I go on rides, so it's not just the same helmet kind of looking around. On top of that, my Alpine Star helmet, I don't want a camera on, so I'm trying to figure out different ways to mount stuff. So check this out. You have the Insta360 X3. Now, I don't use this camera very often because it's really hard, honestly, to mount it to this type of bike without any sort of extra bits. Like, I used to have a selfie stick that came up from here, but if you run a plate, because you're not a hooligan, you can't actually run it out far enough because it pushes on this and it becomes a problem. So that's my thing, but I don't want to put it there. And if you use the motorcycle mount, this clip that comes with it from Insta360, you know, you still run into where do you actually put it. So I'm trying it here on this little piece of the subframe mounted. It's tight, it looks good. On top of that, I don't want it to, you know, not really show anything because I like showing the forks. I like showing, you know, things moving and doing their job, you know. So that's sort of the idea. This camera that I'm holding right now, the Ace Pro 2, we're gonna put underneath here. I'm not a huge fan of putting adhesives all over my bike, but I know these aren't that bad to do. But again, I want to show movement. Like, we're going to see the chain, you're going to see the suspension, the shock in the back do its thing, and we're going to face it forward. So let's go for a ride and see how this looks. So you see the footage. I think some of it's pretty cool. I like the 360 on the other side there. I do like this Ace Pro 2 under here looking forward. I think it looks kind of cool. You see the chain. Now, what would I like to do? I'd like to swing this camera out a little bit, see more of the scenery, and quite not so far angled down where you just kind of see the foot of the chain. I thought that was kind of cool, but not cool enough. Now, you might be thinking, well, why don't you just put these mounts all over your bike and use them in that regard? And for the most part, you're right, it would work. However, here in Arizona, it gets so hot. I don't trust that adhesive over the summer to not, you know, overheat and then lose its adhesive properties and then lose the camera. That would be a problem. So I don't like using those mounts for that reason, and I just don't like having those mounts all over my bike. It aesthetically doesn't look good. Now for the 360 camera, this actually worked really well. What I would have liked to do is extend it out more. Like if I get just I don't need a full selfie stick, but something to go another 4 or 5 inches out. So when it comes out, you can kind of look at the forks here and you can sort of have a little bit more range view. Now, again, I don't use the 360 camera X3, the Insta360 X3 as much because one, it's tricky to mount, but two, I honestly don't like the image quality. At 4K, it doesn't seem like it's the quality of 4K that this camera is. So I just don't like using it because I like having generally nice looking footage, and every time I've used it, it just doesn't have that. So we'll see how much I use it given some of the new mounting points. I do want to try it out on the track. I think it'd be pretty cool, but we'll see. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you use to mount your cameras to your bike. With that, I hope you'll enjoy this video. We'll see you on the next one.